entitled Airbnb host Epidemic is getting out of control. Hello, you gorgeous donuts. It has been reported that Airbnb is on a dramatic downfall and they're losing market share every single day. Now, there's a variety of reasons for this, but one of the main reasons is because of the hosts that put their properties on Airbnb being so entitled. Now, I know there's a host of hosts on Airbnb who are really nice and are really helpful and let people kind of get on with their stay at their property. But in today's video, I really want to dive deep into the entitled Airbnb owners that are really pushing Airbnb down the pan.
I've only charged you for the things that you've used.
The washing machine will be charged at £5 per wash. Are you serious?
Sorry, you're charging me £5 per wash to use the washing machine. Sorry, is that how expensive one cycle is now? £5? What bloody economy's this? I was only going to put it on a 30 wash. That's such an old person joke, isn't it? I was only going to put it on a 30 wash. Shut up. God, he's interested. Talking about washing machine cycles. I know this seems ridiculous, but honestly, this doesn't even surprise me. Some Airbnb hosts are so strict when it comes to things like this. And I honestly think that the washing machine should be included in the overall price that you pay. Surely, I think that's a basic necessity of a house.
It's Airbnb, but it's not so nice because there's notes everywhere. Here we go.
Oh my god, I need to slow down. Okay. Do not use the toilet for number 2. If you block this toilet, you will be charged a mandatory £1,000 fee. Sorry, that is the most expensive poop that I will ever have in my life. Sorry, what? Also, right, when did toilets stop being toilets? Like, you've got one job. Just wash my remains down the pipes. You can't even do that. What am I paying the money for? What am I paying the money for? Sorry, if I pay money for an Airbnb and I've got to pay to use the washing machine and I kind of take a dump in it, then what's the point of being there? I'm a slave in this home. Pool is £5 per day. You can buy via PayPal or leave the cash in the lockbox. But again, like, the balls are out. So why does it matter? Do you get like one game for free and then the balls don't come out after that? But then that doesn't work because you have to leave the cash in the thing. This makes me think that they've got cameras in the Airbnb, which we're going to see later on, I think, is a thing many owners do. No meat or animal products allowed. Okay, again, straight. Do not sit in this chair. It was my deceased husband's favourite one. Well, isn't this what he would have wanted? You know, not trying to get too deep. But if he had a favourite chair, surely he would want other people to bask in its glory. Surely he doesn't want to be the last one that ever sits in it, because then the chair would be sad. I don't know, I just think it's a bit dramatic putting notes everywhere, personally.
Yeah, this is Joanna. I've just been staying at your Airbnb.
Oh, okay. Hello, Joanna.
So I just got a note from Airbnb about some additional charges that were put on, and I was just trying to figure out what happened with that.
You used the pool table twice, and there's a charge on the pool table.
Sorry, I am actually curious as well, whether or not I used the pool table. How did you know I used the pool table?
Everything was in a different place.
I'm sure if we used anything, it would have been put back exactly how it would have been.
Oh, no, it wasn't, no.
So you're saying we apparently used your pool table?
I'm not trying to like prejudge someone off their voice, but this person kind of sounds like an older person. I imagine they are as well because of their deceased partner's chair. I mean, you can die at any age, you know, but I'm just guessing that they're old, okay? So I don't know if they just don't really get the vibe of Airbnb, but then there is a lot of older people that do have Airbnbs and totally understand it. But like, you do know that people are allowed to use the things in your property. Like, they've paid for that. This is the entire service. Like, you put your property on there, you get money for that. Like, what do you expect? Like, you're punishing people for showing signs of human life in your property when they've rented it for a week.
Then the washing machine, for instance, I know you used the washing machine twice. You know,
why?
The thing is, when you sign the agreement, it says this on your document.
It did not. No, it didn't say that on the documents. It just said that there's a washing machine included. This was not listed.
This is why I've put labels on things so people are aware of the extra charges. I've only charged you for the things that you've used. I will take this up with the Airbnb because they have all your numbers and your credit card payment.
Yeah.
And they will dispute this with you.
Yeah, you take it up with them. I will take it up with them and explain how absolutely ridiculous this is.
Oh my god, this would put me off Airbnb for life. I do think that is why Airbnb is going down a little bit, because like the bad owners are giving the good owners like a bad name. Like if somebody is a bad host, it does reflect on everybody, and the good hosts are kind of like negatively affected even though it's not in their control. It's really sad, because when Airbnb first started, it was like a cheaper alternative to like hotels, but now it seems like the money that you do save, if you do save anything at all, comes at such a huge cost sometimes.
Come with me to see how Airbnb guests left the place after a 2-night stay. Let's see. All right. So they used the blanket.
Why would you even point that out? Oh, so they used the blanket? Oh, so they've been a human in here. They wanted to stay warm, did they? Ugh. Vermin. Freeze to death. How about you freeze to death? God, people have no respect these days. The fact she's pointed that out shows that she's annoyed that they've used it. But why would you put a blanket on the sofa anyway if you don't want people to put it over them? Like, that's what a blanket's for.
Which is here, and they must have also used the pizza blanket, which I'll find in a second. They didn't want the chocolates, which that happens sometimes. Okay, so overall, looks good here. Can't really complain. Let's check the kitchen. Okay, so not too bad.
Not too bad. Am I just being an idiot? That looks incredible. That looks so tidy. It doesn't even look like anybody has stayed in here. I know it's harder to see on a video, but this looks immaculate. It looks like they've really made an effort to clean up after themselves.
Looks like they didn't use the coffee. Oh, they did. Okay, they opened it. All right. And then let's check the trash. They didn't take the trash out, which I don't require the guests to, because I just use it when I'm cleaning. All the waters are gone. They were thirsty. Okay. Some toilet paper still here. Let's check the dishwasher. No dishes.
Okay, so this is incredible. You know, like, a lot of people do leave Airbnbs in a really, really bad state. If I was an Airbnb owner here, I would be, like, buzzing, because, like, I might not need to hire, like, a professional cleaner. I could probably do this myself. It seems like they've already cleaned on top. Like, you just obviously have to replace all the sheets and everything.
One time, I don't really think about checking the oven for some reason. I don't know why. But I remember one of the first guests, I just ended up opening the oven just because to see if they used it. Was a mess. There was literally chicken wings hanging out in the oven. I was like, maybe I should start checking the oven each time the guests leave. Okay. Left some trash in the trash can. And hopefully they didn't leave any items in the closet.
But isn't that, like... Look, she's pointing things out that obviously I don't think she really likes, but like trash in the trash can, that's fine. Where else would you really put it?
I have a question for you. I literally leave 2 rolls of toilet paper in here for a 2-night stay, and which I personally think is more than enough. Toilet paper is always gone. 2 full rolls of toilet paper, 2-night stay, 2 people. Let me know what you think about that.
Are you annoyed that they used the toilet paper that you left for them? Like, you're basically trying to ask us so that we kind of seem like the bad guys here. But I actually don't think that 2 rolls is enough. Guys, I don't need to let you know that. I don't know if you want to know. Should I? Yeah, I'll not let you. Probably have guessed already. I've pondered on this for too long. I can't even speak any. What was that? Sounds like a bottle of wine. Yeah, I'll just have the having song. What? I don't know. I just feel like 3 rolls. Okay. No, I think 4 rolls. 4 rolls. 2 rolls a night. But that seems excessive. 2 rolls for 2 people per night? I don't know. I'm going to have to get back to you on this one. Okay, I'm going to have to do a practical test, I think. She just seems pissed off, though. Which, like, are you hoping to save rolls of toilet roll? People pay a hell of a lot to stay at Airbnbs. I'm sure you can afford a roll of toilet roll.
All right, looks good. Let's go to the next one. Oh, let's stop here. Looks like they used some of the towels. Let's go in here. My favorite room. All good. All right, first look, what do we think? Definitely could be more tidy. Here's a pizza blanket. I didn't check the nightstands in the other room, but definitely gonna do that.
Like, I understand there is, you know, the bed's not made, but then you have to strip the sheets off the bed anyway, so it doesn't really matter if it's made or not, I don't think. I did see a piece of clothing or something on the floor, possibly a towel. I don't think it's that messy. Thing to remember with Airbnb is, like, most things charge you for like a cleaning fee, and it's quite a lot of money. Sometimes it can be in the hundreds of pounds for a cleaning fee, so surely that should cover that. Like, personally, I always make sure that everything is off the floor, like even towels, anything. Like, I'll fold them and put them on the racks or whatever. Like, I just like to leave the place as if I haven't been there. But I don't think this is really something you should be complaining about, the way that this room is left. Considering how nice every single other room is, I think these are 5-star guests.
Yeah, man. Probably gonna have to get someone to do the bathrooms. I ain't doing this, bruh.
There was nothing wrong with the bathrooms. Like, obviously you have to clean them. But she's going on as if, like, I don't know, like a pack of hyenas came in and just started squatting and everywhere. I don't know why there would be hyenas. I just think they would find it funny.
All right, how are we rating these guys?
It's even like her including herself, like turning all the lights off as well, just seems really passive aggressive.
Okay, so here's the game plan. I'm going to clean everywhere except the bathrooms and then get someone to clean the bathrooms. I'll do the laundry and then we'll see how far I get today. I'm just not in the cleaning mood. I'm really not. I still have to finish up work. Not doing those bathrooms. Okay, what are we rating the guests? I'm usually nervous to leave a review first because I feel like that's going to remind them to leave me a review because they'll want to see their review. And then I'm like, well, what if they didn't really like the place and they get a 4-star review? So I might just wait to leave them a review and maybe they'll forget about it. Literally with my fiance, I tell him like, leave the guest a review so they can leave you a review. For the last guest that stayed at his place, he left them a review pretty much right after they left. And then yesterday they left a review, 4 stars. That's literally my worst fear. Right now, all 5 stars. They said everything was good. Literally, the main thing they complained about was the doors were hard to get open with a smart lock sometimes, which has happened to me with my guests. They're either putting the code in wrong, forget something, or they're not waiting long enough, whatever it is. So that happened twice to me with my guests.
I feel like you should just rate the guests, personally, 5 stars. Like, surely this is a 5-star guest. Like, if this is not 5 stars, I would hate to see what any other rating is. Like, those bathrooms that she's insistent on not cleaning herself were genuinely spotless. Also, you know when she mentioned that the chocolates weren't eaten? I think she was, like, secretly buzzing about that because she could leave them for the next people. I think that's what she wants. She wants it to seem like nobody has actually been in her place at all. But when you do charge like a big cleaning fee, you do have to understand that, you know, there is going to show signs of human life in this place once they leave. Like, even when she said about the water, like, oh, they must have been thirsty, it's like, well, what else are they meant to drink? Why is it a problem that they drank all the water?
I already know that I'm not going to be leaving them a 5-star review, so I don't have high hope. Living room looks good. The reason I know I'm not going to be leaving them a 5-star review is because our neighbors texted us this morning saying that these guests were driving around the neighborhood really loud and like racing in their cars and stuff, and it was disrupting the neighborhood. And number 2, they were smoking outside, not cigarettes, if you were catching my drift. He said it was so strong that he couldn't let his son go outside, and these neighbors are super chill. If he says it's bad, I trust that it's bad.
But none of the things that you've mentioned, I don't think, really affect your property. I don't know if I'm kind of wrong here, because obviously I don't own like an Airbnb, so I guess I'm kind of out of my depth. But the things you mentioned there don't really relate to the Airbnb itself, do they? Also, like, what, the smell was so strong you couldn't let your son outside. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think he's going to die on impact? Do you think this is like Chernobyl or something? Also, this looks super clean.
So far, it's actually looking cleaner than I was anticipating. Office looks good. Found this under one of the beds.
But they even like folded up the duvet sheets, so you know it's easier for her to like get them off. Like, they've clearly thought about her here, and then not getting a 5-star. I don't know if my like barrier is just on the floor here, but I feel like this is pretty good personally.
I hear a dripping noise and I'm not sure where it's coming from. There were 8 guests, so I was also expecting it to be pretty messy just because of that, and they had no review.
There was 8 guests in this place. 8. Like, 8 and they left it like this. Do you know how insane that is? This is remarkable.
But they actually left it like in pretty good shape. I don't know where that dripping
There's
was
nothing that, how is it pretty good?
So even though they left it in good shape, just because of the text from the neighbor and them breaking our house rule of no smoking, especially something illegal, I am going to be leaving them less than 5 stars.
But did they break your house rule? I don't think they did. They went outside to smoke. Like, surely that's not breaking the rules. Like, fair enough if they were inside smoking. I totally understand that. But they clearly were respectful enough to not do that, and you're marking them down for it. I think this is the reason why a lot of people are choosing not to go with Airbnb anymore. Because even when you follow the rules, you get penalised. Also, the text from the neighbour is kind of an opinion thing. Like, how can you really prove that it was them doing that? Like, you can't really... How do they know it was them in the cause? Like, I don't know. Not letting people smoke outside, I just think is a little bit... Like, hey, what? Do you own the air outside? I just think it's a bit strict, love.
I just had Airbnb guests in my Airbnb for the past 9 nights. Always makes me a little bit nervous, and it was a group of men, which they always leave the house just a little bit dirtier than a normal family guest.
Bloody full of men for 9 nights, bloody tossing each other off, probably, love. Everywhere, every corner of the room, just... There we go. Every room. I don't blame you, love, because that's what men get up to when they're left alone in an Airbnb, guys. It's the only thing we do. Yeah, just exposing the secrets there. I've never done that, okay? Didn't really need to include that. Now it seems like I have.
Starting off strong. Water bottles and tortillas on the table and a roll of toilet paper. Very random.
Just, like, I don't know if I'm being, like, too harsh here. Just pick it up. Just bang, bin, sorted. £100 cleaning fee for nothing.
Sweatshirt left. This is actually maybe the worst I've seen it. We've got a full sink of dishes.
Okay.
A loofah on the counter. That's actually disgusting. Water bottles on every corner of the house. And there's the fridge. Did not get the trash out. Let's go check the upstairs. Also, all of the lights are left on, which is not that big of a deal, but another water bottle. The bedrooms are trash.
Is that trashed? I just think it's messy. You know, like, obviously they could have been a bit more respectful and I guess put the bed sheet on the bed. You know, they could have done more stuff here, but I don't know if I would say that this is trashed, personally. Trash to me is like the windows are broken, the blinds are down, the bed's falling apart. Like, that's trash. This is all fixable, love. Like, this doesn't actually take that much time to really sort. A lot of people's houses probably look like this right now. It's also important to note, allegedly, that the cleaning fee on this place was around $300. So this is something that you do have to kind of take into account. Like, a lot of people will be like, well, we've paid $300 for the cleaning fee. Why would we do the cleaning? Like, personally, I would still want to make sure that I've left the place in a nice space. But I can understand the mindset of people being like, well, we've paid all this money. Surely they're going to pay someone to do it.
An air mattress. I don't even want to know what that is.
It's aftershave, love. It's aftershave. It's actually quite an expensive aftershave, I think. I don't even want to know what that is. What's the thing that makes everything smell nicer? Oh yeah, love, don't go near that. You don't know what could be in it. I will admit, this is the messiest one we've seen yet, and I don't understand why these men didn't take their clothes with them. That is alarming. I'd be like, well, why have they ditched them? What is on those clothes? What went down in this Airbnb?
Okay, they left all of their clothes. I'm genuinely so confused right now. Like, they told me that they checked out at 5 a.m. I'm like, do I need to make sure that there's nobody in the house? This is terrible. This is actually so bad. I've seen some weird stuff with Airbnb. My house has never been this trashed before.
Guys, can you give your opinion in the comments. Do you think that this place is trashed? Because I don't want to say she's too sensitive, because, you know, this is her house, it's her property, and she's willing to feel, she's right to feel however she feels. But if you're this type of person that really gets affected by mess, I don't think you should have an Airbnb. Like, I don't think that's right for you, because clearly you can't really take it. Somebody should be able to look at this mess and go, okay, right, we'll get a cleaner in, or I can sort it, and just go into autopilot of how to solve it, because Airbnb is a business. Like, you shouldn't really feel like emotional about it, but clearly here you're really pissed off, and I can sense that this is like life ending to you. Like, this is the worst thing in the world to you. But in reality, in my opinion, I don't think it's too bad. It's fixable, all within an hour.
We have to go to the basement for the third bedroom. It has a bad smell. Honestly, the basement is the best of it, but also it's gross.
How is it gross? This is like kind of pissing me off a little bit. How is that gross, love? What's gross about that? The fact there was 2 water bottles nicely placed so that you could easily put them in the bin. There was nothing in that room that looked gross at all, personally. I think that is the worst part of it, like just putting all of the dishes like in the sink. I understand that they've probably did that in their own minds to be nicer, be like, oh, we'll just put them all in here. But I can understand that just being a little bit tedious. But at the end of the day, if you are charging around a $300 cleaning fee, people are going to do this because they've paid for a service. I love that she's filming her just like wiping down all of the benches just with complete disgust on her face. Just like, oh God. You'd think they filmed the next King Kong vs Godzilla in here. Christ on a bike. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Now, this woman actually did an apology video, or I guess a response video, because she got so much criticism for uploading this.
It seems as though I've really ruffled some feathers with my Airbnb cleaning walkthrough video last night, and how I said that the house was trashed, and it was honestly terrible. I have been an Airbnb host for 2.5 years. I'm not inexperienced, and that is the worst I have ever seen my house left. Truly, I have some of the best Airbnb guests ever that stay at my house, and they generally leave the house very clean. I do not expect the guests to clean my house for me. It's one thing to strip the bed, it's another thing to start the laundry. I do not expect you to start the laundry. As a matter of fact, I really don't care if you strip the bed. That was one minor thing in my checkout procedure. I don't really care all that much if you don't strip the bed. Not the end of the world, but if you do it, it saves me so much time in between guests.
I sound like a broken record here, but if you're charging a cleaning fee, you can't expect people to strip the bed because they're going to feel a little bit peed off that they've kind of had their eyes out for the cleaning fee. So it's not going to make them want to go out of their way to do that and help you. They don't really care how long it takes you for this because they've paid a hell of a lot of money to stay here anyway. I know that sounds bad, but if you didn't charge a cleaning fee at all, I imagine a lot more people would be like, oh, well, we'll just strip the bed. We'll go out of our way to help because they haven't charged us for this.
However, those of you who are commenting on my video saying, this is not that bad, how could you expect someone to clean up after themselves? They're on vacation. Nobody wants to do dishes or clean up their garbage when they're on vacation. You should not go on vacation.
You can see like how red her face is. She's genuinely really, really angry at this. I don't know why she's made this video because I feel like she's coming off even worse than she was prior. She should have just kept it with the first video. Like, this is not going to solve anything, love. You're just digging a deeper hole here. You can't tell someone because they don't want to do the dishes they can't go on holiday. That's not very nice. I mean, when I go on holiday, I don't want to do the dishes, but when I do go to like the Lake District and I get an Airbnb, I'll do the dishes anyway. But I can understand some people being like, oh, well, I'll just kind of put them in the sink if there's only a couple of them, and then they can put them in the dishwasher, or at least put them in the dishwasher and then turn it on. But if there's no dishwasher and you have to hand wash them, I can understand some people being like, I'm not doing it.
You should stay at home, because if you cannot clean up after yourself like a grown adult, you don't deserve to stay in an Airbnb or in a hotel. Because guess what? The maids are also not there to literally deep clean everything.
Well, why charge a huge cleaning fee then? I know I'm so strung up about this cleaning fee thing, but what are they there for then? If I'm paying over 200 quid and they're not meant to clean anything, so why are you charging it? Am I just paying for all your month's takeaways or something?
The maids are also not there to literally deep clean everything. I mean that. Like, figure out where you can put some trash. It's one thing to like leave a few things on the dresser of a hotel room and have the maids take that out for you. You ordered pizza, there's not enough room in the small little garbage can of a hotel room. Fine. But to leave trash all over the floor of a hotel room, to leave all of your clothes behind, to leave dishes everywhere, like, who in their right mind? That's insane.
I will admit, like, leaving clothes behind is weird, but I will say a lot of them, or most of them, or maybe it's all of them, were in bags. But I do get that you don't have the storage for, like, that much rubbish. I totally understand that. But again, I don't think it's as dramatic as what you're making it out to be, personally. There is one person in the comments that has said, as someone who cleaned for 5 years, you are so wrong, it's actually insane, lol. And I do think that this person is one of those Airbnb owners that really kind of doesn't want to have to pay someone in between people's stays. They just want the person who was staying there to clean everything so that they can get the minimal amount of break in between booking another person in, basically. Airbnb host wants £3,000 to replace a couch. This is the stain after it was cleaned, and there is one on the front of the bench cushion. I don't have the best pick of that stain, but I still have a pick. Wait, so she wants £3,000 to replace the entire couch because of this? I feel like that's a bit dramatic, isn't it? Like, obviously you're going to be a bit peed off that there's a stain there, but like charging the person the entire fee for the couch, I don't know if that is fair. We do have some context. Unfortunately, I spilled some sauce on one of the couches. I offered to pay the host for her time and efforts to clean it. I didn't think much else would come of this. Stains can be removed. Now, obviously I haven't tried to get the stain out of there, but that doesn't look that bad. Like, I feel like you'd be able to get that out with certain products that you can buy. It doesn't look like ridiculous, you know? It's kind of faded. The one on the bottom, you wouldn't even be able to see if it didn't have the ring around it, personally. If I went into an Airbnb, I wouldn't even know that the bottom one is stained. Also, do you have to replace the entire couch because it's got a stain on like one pillow as this? I don't think you do. I think you're just trying to get money out of people.
My Airbnb guest left me a review saying that my Pokemon themed Airbnb was not Pokemon enough. So let me give you a tour of my Airbnb and you guys could be the judge of it. So in the living room, I have this collage of Pokemons and then a Mareep. In the dining room, we have a Nidoking. Then we have a Slowking and a Gyarados in the kitchen. In the bedroom, we have a Slowpoke. In the hallway, we have a Ho-Oh and a Hitmonlee. In the bathroom, we have a Horsey. And in the second bedroom, we have an Eevee, Togepi, Pichu.
Okay, now this one's a tricky one, because if I went on Airbnb and specifically booked a Pokemon themed Airbnb and I really wanted it Pokemon themed, like I want the entire place to be Pokemon themed, almost to like a Disney standard where even the bed is Pokemon themed, everything's Pokemon themed, and then I turned up here, I think I would be a little bit let down. Like, you've just got canvases of you know, Pokemon. Like, you've just hung up some prints in a completely normal Airbnb. Take the prints off the wall. This is no longer a Pokemon themed place. Now, I know they're on there, so you can say that it is Pokemon themed, but you didn't specify how Pokemon themed. I wouldn't be best pleased with this, honestly. I want everything, okay? I want the blankets to be Pokemon. I want the TV to be somehow shaped like Pikachu. If this is listed as Pokemon themed, this is not enough. I've got standards, guys. I even want the coat hangers to have some sort of relation to Pokemon in some sort of way. Even these lights, you could at least make them like Pokeballs, you know? Like, So it's just add a little bit. Like, this seems like this isn't actually like a Pokemon themed Airbnb. You just kind of hang the prints up when someone books it as a Pokemon themed one, which I understand. You know, you don't want to kind of limit yourself just to Pokemon themed, because I imagine that doesn't get booked out as often as a normal Airbnb. But I don't think you can list this as a specific Pokemon themed one. I am getting a little bit kind of angsty here, guys. I'm just really annoyed for the people that booked this. Imagine paying extra, thinking that it's themed like your favorite show, and this is what it looks like. Someone said, what I thought bro was going to show us. See? This is what I'm talking about. If I've paid a lot of money, I want it to look like something like this. I want to be lost in the source of it, you know? I want to feel like I'm in a Pokemon universe. Even like the blanket, or just like little figures like this. Anything like this, just to add some spice to it, man.
Oh, look at this sick place to stay in on Airbnb. Looks decent, that. It's got everything you need, you know, a bed, a full kitchen, thrown in a towel for you.
So have they basically just rented out their kitchen? Or is this like a utility room? It can't be a utility room because it's got an oven in it. I don't understand how they're working this. Like, surely there's another room in this house. Like, even a passage. There's got to be more than just a passage. Like, surely you don't walk into this house through this door. Not a chance. Like, who would build this? Who is this house even for? Like, where do you put the bed when you need to cook? It doesn't look like one of those beds that is like kind of folds up anywhere. Like, do you have to drag it out? But then where do you drag it out to? The street? Do you know what? Chances are as well, they'd probably charge you extra to use the towels as well. But where are you even going to use the towels? Is there a bathroom in here? I'm just really confused why the bed is in the middle of the kitchen. So confused.
Do you know what I really love though?
Oh my god. No way. So this is an actual shared house, but the Airbnb owner has obviously wanted to get like another bedroom out of it to like maximize their profit. So they've put it in the kitchen. Like this woman says, what do you do when the other people come in for a glass of water, or they want to cook something, or anything really? Do you have to like bring your bed up, or do they just step on your bed? I don't want someone stepping on my bed, but I also don't want to put my bed in the air every single time someone needs to take a glass of water home. Also, what happens if you're asleep and someone puts something in the oven? This is the pits.
I once rented an Airbnb on Big Island, Hawaii for $400 a night plus $50 cleaning fee. I thought the cleaning requests were pretty ridiculous. I had to do the dishes, strip the bed, do the laundry, all that shebang, but I did it anyway. I used what was provided closest to what I had to get done, like the sponge that was right next to the sink, stuff like that. This woman contacted me trying to charge me $350 for damages, saying I used the wrong cleaning rag, I didn't clean the mirrors, and there was a wine stain on the carpet. I was 20. I didn't drink. We couldn't get wine. Best part is she tried to charge us for smoke damage for using incense that was provided in the Airbnb. She didn't get that $350. I've settled with hotels being the cheaper option now.
And I think this is where I stand as well. This is becoming more and more popular for people that just get sick of these type of people. Like, I really want to stress, I'm not trying to like kind of label every single Airbnb owner in this, because there are some really nice ones and I've had really nice interactions with them. But there is just more and more people who are more like this person. I remember I stayed in one very similar to this where they made you wash absolutely everything yourself. Like, you had to do it and you had to dry it as well, which I thought was a little bit like dramatic. Like she said there, this person expected her to clean the mirror. Like, what do you think I've been doing to the mirrors in 2 days? Why would I need to clean the mirrors? I try not to look in them for self-esteem reasons anyway. So the dirtier they are, the better. Shocking, man. Okay, to end this video, I do want to read out my own experience that I recently had when I went to the lakes, because the rules of the place we went to were ridiculous, and this is only the small part that I managed to recover. Don't turn the heating on above 20 degrees, which already kind of put me on the back foot, because I was like, why? What happens if I put the at 21 degrees? Bearing in mind, I went in the middle of winter. It was freezing in this house. And when you leave the house, turn the heating off. That's fair. Pet friendly, but no pets on furniture. I must stress as well, like, we had our dog with us, and this place was really not pet friendly. It had notes all around the house saying places that the dogs were not allowed to be, and the dogs really were only allowed in one room on the floor. Strip all the beds and place all sheets and towels into bags that were hidden. By the way, Chloe has rewritten some of these. Strip all the beds and place all sheets and towels into bags that were hidden in a weird cupboard. So we had to do all of that, bearing in mind there was a huge cleaning fee on this this place, hoover the entire house, which we didn't do. So I was like, I've paid for cleaning. I'm not hoovering the entire house. We were only there for 2 days. The place was fine. Clean dishes and empty dishwasher. I will admit that we put them in the dishwasher, but I don't believe we emptied it because there was only like 2 plates in there and we were in a rush. And apparently the owner said that we had to rate them 5 stars because 4 stars means that there was unresolved issues, which there definitely was. Honestly, there was also a hot tub there, and the reason why we booked this place was because of the hot tub, but we were only allowed to use the hot tub for like an hour or 2, and at the end of the week, if we did use the hot tub, we had to drain the entire hot tub ourselves and clean it. So we just didn't bother because we were only there for 2 days and we thought it was more work than we actually enjoying it. And honestly, it's put me off booking an Airbnb the next time that I do go to the lakes, and I go every single year, or try to go every single year, because I just love going with the dog. But now I don't think I'll ever go with Airbnb again because I feel like I've been burnt. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest, donuts. By the way, I still have like 20 unopened tabs on like bad Airbnb owners here. So if you do want me to make this a series, drop a like on this video. If it gets 7,000 likes, we'll do it. And if you want to watch another video from me, click this video where we looked at Britain's worst houses that are listed on Rightmove. Honestly, there are some shocking ones in here. I'll see you over there. Bye-bye.
Cam Kirkham, baby.